What does the month of October hold for us, our future, and the future of our beautiful, magical planet Earth? October is going to usher in an array of intense energies and alignments that are going to bring about both amazing events and very shocking events as well as we step in to the most intense month of 2024 so far. Overall, October is going to be a month filled with opportunities for healing, bringing things to conclusions, the death of cycles in our lives, and so much more. So what to expect in the month of October? For starters, major downs when it comes to the economy, including bank closures, people having problems accessing money from ATMs, cyber attacks. And as far as weather and storm systems, they are going to intensify in the month of October to a level that's going to bring about even more hurricanes, typhoons, and monsoons, bringing along with it more record-breaking floods across the globe entirely. And this is also going to bring in the month of October, something very early. And I'm going to say that four-letter word, snow. Snow, ice, and cold blowing in early in certain parts of the globe that's going to affect crops in certain areas as well. More celebrity arrests. Can't wait to see that happen. Along with truth being revealed, while more leaders, CEOs, political power heads, and company power heads begin to exit their very powerful platforms and their powerful seats. We're going to see so many drop in the month of October. Major strikes that are going to affect supplies, perhaps the whole supply chain, and people totally getting fed up in the month of October. So today, I am going to share with you a combination of the numerology, the important Western astrological alignments for the month of October, so that you know what to expect, and so more importantly, that you can take the best advantage of the month of October, along with some very specific predictions brought to me by my team of amazing spirit guides. This is my October 2024 forecast and predictions. Welcome to October 2024, and a big hug and happy birthday goes out to all our October Libras and our late October Scorpios. If you happen to have a birthday coming up in the near future, your birthday is the most powerful day of the year if you know how to utilize it correctly. Most people do not. Most people don't take advantage of that very powerful day. More powerful than New Year's Day and New Year's Eve. Make your birthday the best that it possibly can, and not just your birthday, the upcoming year. Be sure to check out my video, Most Powerful Day of the Year. Again, if you have a birthday coming up in the near future, I will leave a link up above so that you can make sure that you make the best out of your birthday. The most powerful day of the year. October 2024. Can you believe we already hit October? And October, in the realm of numerology, is the 9 universal month. How do we determine that? We take the numerology for the year. 2024 is an 8 universal year. We simply add that to the number of the month that we're in. So 8 plus 1 is 9, placing us in a 9 vibrational universal month. October is always a reflection of what we're going to be in next year, both personally and universally. So October being the 9 vibration, same as 2025 universally, is a 9 universal year. I'll go more into depth on that later on in this forecast. So October being the 9 universal month in numerology is a time of profound transformation and spiritual growth. The energy of the number 9 brings the vibration of completion, wisdom, and letting go, inviting us to release anything and everything that no longer serves our highest purpose. It is a time for us to reflect on our journey so far, to acknowledge both all of your victories, all of your accomplishments, but also all of the challenges and the challenges that you busted through and finally crossed the finish line, and to review all these to see how they have all shaped your life and you into the amazing individual that you are now. It is a very powerful month. With the 9 vibration, all the astrological alignments, it's very powerful. And this is going to encourage us to take stock of our emotional, mental, and spiritual luggage that we've been carrying around for way too long. Remember, 9 is all about getting rid of, friends. So what are you ready to release? What are you ready to get rid of? Whether it be an old habit, whether it be limiting your beliefs, relationships, whatever it may be that has run its course in your life. Again, a relationship that's run its course, a habit, an addiction, or a pattern that you're just tired of. That 9 vibration is going to actually help you. It's going to assist you in making it easier. Not that it's going to be easy, but it will definitely help to make it much easier. Things don't have to be so hard. We make them harder by putting that out into the universe. Just say, this will be easier. Thank you, universe. And use that 9 vibration to your advantage. The energy of the 9 reminds us that endings are not something that we should be afraid of. Not at all. Instead, we should embrace the 9 vibration and the endings as a natural process in our flow of life. Trust that as you release, you create space for something much greater to come in your life. When we close one door, many other doors open up for us. So the month of October is going to bring us closure. It's going to bring us resolutions to situations that have been lingering for too long. It also holds the promise of new beginnings on the horizon as we step into November and the 1 vibration of new beginnings and new starts. So take advantage of this time, friends. Don't be afraid and let your heart and your intuition lead your path. Remember, compassion for yourself and compassion for others is definitely a key point during this time period. And as we move through the month of October, remember to stay present with the lessons that you have learned and honor how far you have come and to this amazing point that you have reached in your life that you likely in the past never thought you would reach this point. And now you have. Pat yourself on the back for that one, friends. Lean into your power. Take your power back. I did a meditation calling your power back. You can utilize that during this time period. You can utilize it anytime, but definitely during this time period. So lean into your power and lean into your power of forgiveness and release again. Let it go. By clearing the old, remember, we are making room for new energies, new ideas, and new opportunities, especially if you've been sitting around waiting for opportunities. Well, now this is the time to make your move. This is also a moment to align with our higher selves, to step boldly into the future with grace and with clarity, and using our intuition and heart to help lead the way. So trust in this process, friends, knowing that everything is unfolding perfectly for your growth and your own personal evolution. When it comes to the numbers and numerology, it's much like astrology as well. When we know what vibration we are flowing into, we can take better advantage of that vibration. When it comes to the numbers, when we know the do's and the don'ts of that number's vibration, again, we can take so much more advantage of it. So this is the do's and the don'ts of the 9 universal vibration for the month of October. Starting first with the do's, one thing you definitely want to do in the month of October is reflect and release, friends. Release. Let it go. Let it go. So use this month of October to look deep at yourself. Look inward. Look around and see what has been weighing you down for way too long. September gave us an opportunity to see more clearly what it is that has been weighing us down. That 9 vibration is going to help with that. So whatever it is that's been weighing you down, gently let it go. Let go of the emotional, the mental, and the spiritual baggage because you no longer need it. You don't want to carry that forward into November or carry it forward in general at all. So remember to focus inward, release your old patterns, release the past hurts and the attachments that you have that have been keeping you from moving forward, that have had you restrained for way too long. This is the month to cut those restraints and allow yourself to fly. Remember to embrace closure. Closure, welcome endings, welcome them, throw a party, Like they do now when people pass, they have, what do they call them? Life parties or whatever. Celebration of life. That's it. Celebration of life parties. We should be doing that personally while we're here and still alive. So embrace closure and embrace the endings, because this month is full of endings. And take the endings as opportunities, friends. Opportunities that are going to open up new beginnings. That's what it all breaks down to, especially again when we step into November. November is a month of new beginnings. We have that 1111 vibration going on in November. Very powerful. But we'll talk about that in next month's forecast. So remember, release those old patterns, embrace closure. If something's coming to a close, whether it's a project, a relationship, or a big chapter in your life, trust that this closure is going to create space for something much greater to come in the future. Get excited about it. That's how we manifest. Another big do of the 9 vibration is to cultivate some compassion, friends, because the 9 energy is all about compassion, understanding, and also forgiveness. Forgiveness, let it go, it all falls into the same category. So be gentle to yourself, be gentle to others, and extend love and kindness, especially to those who may need your support during this very, very transformative time. Another do, focus on the bigger picture. Always focus on the bigger picture, friends. Step back, take a bigger view, and start to really look and see your life in a larger scope. Look at your journey in a larger scope. What lessons have you learned? What has been blocking you? And where are you headed? Universe needs to know where you want to go. Remember, universe is your Uber driver. And your Uber driver doesn't ask for directions. You'll get them lost. They only want a destination. Universe is asking you, where is it that you want to go? Put that intention out. As we come to endings in the 9 vibration, it's a great time to focus on your future intentions for the new beginnings that are going to lie ahead for you. So again, where are you headed? Trust in every experience, even the challenging ones. Remember, the challenging ones only make us stronger and help us to learn, and they help to shape our purpose, all of our purposes on a separate and personal level. Also, give back. The 9 vibration is great when it comes to giving back. It's all in complete alignment when it comes to the humanitarian energy. It is a number of humanitarian work. So always look forward and look for ways of giving back, whether it's through charity, volunteer work, or simply being there for a friend that needs you. A little shoulder to cry on or a little hug. Use the month of October as a time to express your love and your time as well to others, and the energy to be in service to others. And remember, it creates good karma anyway. So it's always important to give back. Some very important do nots, friends. This is the don'ts of the 9 vibration. Don't cling on to the past, friends. Again, as we said in the do's, let it go. Let it go, because this is a month. This is not a month, actually, to hold on to old habits, outdated relationships that aren't bringing you joy and happiness anymore. Ask yourself that. Is this bringing me joy and happiness? Or will that, or can that? If the answer is no, then what are you doing? And sometimes it's not an answer. Because I've asked clients sometimes, is that relationship bringing joy and happiness? Sometimes that's not an answer. It's either yes or no. Ask yourself that. If it's a no, again, you're in the 9 vibration. Don't cling on to it. Let it go. Avoid resisting change and dwelling on all your past mistakes. You only make mistakes when you don't learn from whatever that mistake was. And it's not a mistake, then it becomes a lesson. That's what we're here for on this planet. Lots and lots of lessons, and some are much harder than others or more challenging than others. So allow the flow of life to carry you forward. Remember, you got your wings, but you're not flying. Now's the time to take flight, friends, and trusting the whole process of releasing. Another do not is don't fear endings. Don't fear endings. Don't fear anything. You're just going to manifest that fear into your life. Your greatest fears become a reality. Why? Because you feed them the most energy. Someone asked me, what's your greatest fear? I always respond, I don't have one. And they always respond with, oh, yeah, you do. Everybody does. No, I don't. Because I don't feed it energy. Feed your greatest dreams and aspirations energy. Put your fuel into that gas tank. Don't put the fuel into the fear gas tank. This is a time definitely that it's the energy of completion, friends. It's the energy of completion, and it can definitely feel a little intimidating at times, no doubt about it. But remember, every ending brings the promise of a new beginning. So don't shy away from things that are coming to a close. Honor them for growth and allow that growth to come in and do so with grace. Let it go. You'll be glad you did. Don't overextend yourself either when it comes to the month of October. While the number 9 does promote giving and compassion, it's also important not to overextend yourself. Don't overdo it. Overkindness can sometimes drown people and usually drown yourself. Know that you need to have boundaries. You need to keep those boundaries set at all times. You can only give so much out of your cup, right? You can only give so much out of your cup. You need to have some in the cup for you to drink later. So remember, ensure that you're taking time for your own self-care and your own inner healing too. Because often the 9 vibration can bring up things with the health and bring up things that need to be removed or taken out. Whether you end up with, say, gallbladder issues or appendix issues. And you don't want that to happen, but this is what the 9 vibration can do. So again, don't overextend yourself. Save some energy for you. Another important reminder of the do nots of the 9 vibration is take a little time to breathe, friends. Don't rush through the process. I've seen that with some clients lately. I see it all the time, but people are very impatient. They want it yesterday. They can't wait till tomorrow or the next week. They wanted it yesterday. Don't rush through the process. This is a time of deep reflection. It is a time of deep healing and not quick fixes. It's not about a quick fix in the 9 vibration. So don't rush the process of releasing things of your transformation, because this is, again, a very transformative healing month. But you have to flow through it. And that flow can take a little bit of time. So give yourself some time, give yourself some space that you need to fully integrate the lessons of this very, very powerful month that we are stepping into. And then the last important do not of the 9 vibration is don't resist forgiveness. Do not resist, friends. Holding on to grudges and past pain only blocks you from forward progress. Also, emotions are connected to energies that are connected to diseases and illnesses. So holding on to that will lead to some type of health issue or ailment in the future. So avoid resisting the forgiveness aspect for yourself and for others. The energy of forgiveness is what is actually going to help set you free and create a space for your next steps in your future life. And focus on what you want. Don't focus on what you don't want. This 9 vibration and in this 9 universal month, remember to embrace the process of completion with a very open heart, knowing that you are aligning with your higher purpose and flow through it. It's a river we need to flow down. What you need to release in the month of October is going to help pave a way for you for new growth, clarity, opportunities, and not just for the month to come, but for the next months or years to come. So take advantage of that 9 vibration and follow those do's and don'ts, and you are certain to make the best out of October 2024. The month of October is jam-packed with celestial events that are going to invite both personal and collective transformation. From illuminating lunar events to planets shifting signs and directions, the cosmic energy is primed for deep introspection, breakthroughs, and eventually new beginnings that go along with it. So here is a breakdown of what to expect in the way of astrology and how to harness this potent energy and take advantage of it so you can make the best out of October 2024. The energies kick off on October 2nd when the moon in Libra conjuncts Mercury in Libra, and it's also the eclipse in the sign of Libra. This is a crazy powerful moon-Mercury conjunction energy that's urging us all to find balance in communication, relationships, in inner harmony. And remember, the last eclipse we had in September was taking us into the dark cycle. This solar eclipse on the 2nd of October is all about shining the light on everything, bringing more things to light. So this aspect is going to encourage clarity in the thought and speech, making it an ideal time for heart-centered conversations, making peace with the past, with past misunderstandings. So as Libra governs fairness in partnerships, this is a moment to address imbalances in any area of your life where harmony has been lacking. Remember, it's all about bringing things to light. Adding to this eclipse is going to bring in a heightened focus on relationships, justice, and fairness. And look at what we've been seeing with the justice systems and celebrity arrests lately, friends. It's happening. And I got some more very detailed information revolved around that in my specific predictions after the astrological alignments later in this forecast. So adding to this energy, it's going to bring in a heightened focus again on relationships, justice, and fairness. Eclipses are potent times of endings and beginnings. So expect shifts in partnerships, both personal, professional, and even on a global stage. This eclipse is going to illuminate any areas that are out of whack, any areas of discord, urging you personally and again universally on the planet, urging us to release what no longer serves our highest good once and for all, using that 9 vibration to your advantage as well. So trust that any changes happening now when this eclipse comes in on the 2nd of October, that it is there to push you deeper into alignment with yourself, alignment with your life, and more growth that comes with it too. Remember, the new moon's all about growth. It's all about things coming into light. It's all about manifesting your desires and your dreams. So make sure you take time on that powerful eclipse on the 2nd to write down your intentions, write down that in which you wish to manifest. It's a powerful time. You can even charge some types of crystals in the sunlight during the day of that eclipse. Again, powerful time, especially if you wanted to use those crystals based around relationships, justice, or any of the areas that we have focused on. On October 9th, we have Jupiter retrograde in Gemini. The emphasis is going to be on expanding our mind and revisiting old ideas, plans, beliefs. Jupiter retrograde encourages introspection around how you communicate, how we learn, and even more so, how we gather information. Checking things and double checking things, and maybe even going deeper down the rabbit hole when you're gathering information. Gemini's curious and adaptable energy can actually help you to rethink your perspectives, offering us opportunities to reassess our goals and to do so with much greater clarity. Use this time when we hit October 9th to retune your vision, including your vision of the future, reconnect with knowledge or wisdom that you may have overlooked, and reflect on how your thoughts actually shape your reality. Remember, I say all the time, your thoughts and your words are the vision and the blueprints to your future. Your thoughts and words are the blueprint to your future. Let that sink in a little deeper, friends. What you worry about is what universe gives you more to worry about. The more we complain, the more universe gives you to complain about. The more you focus on your blessings and miracles, the more blessings and miracles that will flow in. So when that Jupiter retrograde comes in, remember, don't rush into making any big decisions during that time period. Give yourself a little space. Give yourself a little space so that you can explore new insights and new connections before you move forward with any big decisions. October 11th, a very powerful day. And so is October 9th. Again, October 9th, there's other astrological alignments, and some believe that it is tribulation all igniting on that time period. So you can go do some research on that October 9th for yourself. But I will go deeper into that on Tuesday's show. And if you're not familiar, every Tuesday, Tittle Tea Time, we talk about world events, past predictions, and new predictions each and every week. So don't forget to smash that subscribe and vibe with our tribe. Moving on to October 11th, that is when Pluto directing Capricorn. After months of deep transformation and soul searching during Pluto's retrograde, Pluto is going to station direct in Capricorn. This is going to signal the green light for major life shifts, friends. Major life shifts. Capricorn's practical and ambitious. So that practical and ambitious energy that flows in means that we have to do some deep inner work and reconstructing whatever it is we've been doing for now and manifesting things in different new tangible ways. Pluto's direct motion encourages you to step into your power. Remember, I said that earlier, the video guided meditation I did, calling your power back. That teaches you on an energetic level how to step into your power so that you can dismantle any outdated structures that have been holding you back for way too long. So expect breakthroughs, especially when it comes to breakthroughs in areas of authority, career, and your long-term goals. This is a very strong time for reclaiming your power and moving forward with a clear vision of what you're building in your life. So let go of what no longer is aligned with your higher purpose, and don't be afraid to embrace the radical transformation that begins flowing in on October 11th. On October 13th, we have Mercury entering into the sign of Scorpio. When Mercury enters Scorpio, communication becomes intense, probing, and deeply transformative. Surface level conversations are not going to cut it, friends. Not going to cut it at all. This is all about more intense conversations, and this transit's going to encourage us all to dig very deeply beneath the surface and explore the deeper truths in our relationships, our thoughts, and our interactions with others. So secrets may be revealed during this time period. I would expect not only secrets to be revealed in your personal life and relationships, but also on a world global level. Big secrets, we've seen lots of them, but expect even more big secrets to come rolling in on a global stage when we hit that Mercury and Scorpio alignment. So also, secrets are going to be revealed, and your intuition really strengthens. Remember, Scorpio is one of the most intuitive of the zodiac. They're also most sensitive to other people's energy and emotions. So make sure you keep yourself grounded, because this time period can actually help guide you towards all the answers that you've been seeking. It's an excellent time for research, investigation, or any kind of deep personal reflection that you want to do. Mercury in Scorpio is going to help you with that. Also, whether it's a business or whether it's relationships, Mercury in Scorpio helps us to uncover hidden motivations and patterns. So be mindful of your words. Remember, your thoughts and words are the blueprints to your future. So be mindful of your words, because Scorpio energy can cut very deeply, friends. And you don't want to go cutting people without realizing you're doing so. But also at the same time, this alignment has a very powerful ability to bring in healing and transformation as well. All aligning perfectly with that 9 vibration in numerology, making this even a more powerful time than ever. On October 17th, we have Venus entering Sagittarius along with the full moon in the sign of Aries. Starting with Venus's entry into Sagittarius, which is going to bring a fresh breath of adventurous, optimistic energy when it comes to your love life and even your finances. After a period of really intense scrutiny and healing, Venus in Sagittarius is now going to encourage us to seek new experiences, expand our horizons, and infuse more joy into your relationships. Again, the more you focus on joy, the more joy that flows into your life. So this is a great time when it comes to traveling, learning, taking up a new class, or exploring new philosophies, especially when it comes to, again, love life, personal values, and even your own finances. On that same day, October 17th, we have the full moon in Aries, which is going to ignite the sky with this bold, courageous energy. Tap into that energy, friends. Tap into it. Let that courageous, bold energy vibrate through your body, mind, and spirit. So full moons are all about cultivation and release, of course. And in the fiery sign of Aries, this is going to be all about stepping into your independence. And again, stepping into your power. Do you see the theme we have going on in the month of October? Stepping into your power, calling your power back. There's so many different alignments that all align with that same message and that same future of what we're all stepping into our power, our independence. So that means that it makes this time, especially October 17th, a time to take very big, bold actions, to close a big chapter in your life or anything that's been holding you back, and claim your own personal sovereignty, friends. Claim it. Grab that power and ride that power to success, to joy, abundance, and happiness. Aries energy is all about being assertive, direct, and pioneering. They're also the gypsies of the zodiac, excuse me, and they like to travel. They're the gypsies. They can't be held down in one spot, so allow yourself to be free, friends. Do some travel, get around. Use the full moon to take charge of your life and to blaze a whole new trail into the amazing future that lies ahead. On October 22nd, that 22 master number day, we have the sun entering Scorpio, and the focus is going to be shifting into deep transformation, emotional healing, and spiritual evolution. Scorpio season, as we step into it, it's going to invite us all to face our fears, to confront our shadow, do some shadow work, and embrace the process of rebirth. It is a very strong, powerful time for shedding old skins and stepping into a more empowered, authentic version of yourself and being the best version of you that you possibly can be. Scorpio's intensity, of course, brings with it this heightened focus of seeing the unseen, the mystical, the magical, the unseen. So I would expect around that time period for there to be big sky events that occur, whether it's UFOs or what have you, because it's all about seeing the unseen. But this also, of course, applies to your personal life as well. And the intuition, remember to tap into that intuition. Not only that, the 22nd of October, we're approaching the veil between the world, our world, and the spirit world being at its thinnest point on All Hallows Eve. That veil has been thinning out since the equinox. It gets to the thinnest point on Halloween. And that stays like that until November 2nd, the Day of the Dead. There's a reason why our ancestors celebrated that window of time. So make sure that you get out and celebrate that window of time too. But remember, the Scorpio energy is very intense energy. So trust in this process, because that process is transformation. Knowing that not only knowing, but willing to release anything again that does not serve your highest purpose, so that it can make way for this amazing, profound growth and renewal, especially as we step into November and even into the new year, 2025. Overall, embrace the energy of October, because October's astrology is a very potent mix of endings, revelations, and new beginnings. With transformative eclipses, planetary retrogrades, and powerful shifts in Scorpio season, the month of October is going to encourage us to embrace change big time, and to embrace change with an open heart. And you'll be glad you did so. It is a time to release the past, to explore deeper truths, and to step courageously into a new chapter of your life. So allow yourself to be guided by the wisdom of the cosmos, the planets, and even the number 9 vibration. Trusting that every shift and every challenge that's before you is only pushing you towards greater alignment with your true purpose. So as we navigate this transformational month of October, remember to stay grounded in your inner truth. Trust that the universe has your back on this journey of growth and expansion. And let the stars guide you to the abundance, joy, and happiness that lies ahead in the near future. Before I move on to some very specific visions and predictions provided to me by my amazing team of spirit guides. Have you met my spirit guides? Here they are. Anyway, before I move on, I want to first welcome you all back to my channel. Welcome you to my channel if you're new here. If you are new here, my name is Joseph Tittel, aka Spiritman JT. I welcome you with love and gratitude. If you want accurate prophecy predictions and great content and a monthly forecast, you want to vibe with our amazing tribe, be sure to smash that there subscribe, the bell, and all so that you get notifications. Also, thank you for showing your love. It takes a lot of time and energy to put these forecasts and content together for you. And just a little smash on that thumbs up button helps show the algorithms and get this out to more people so that our tribe can grow even bigger. I thank you for showing your love by hitting that thumbs up love button. Smash that baby, please. Down below, you'll find the link to my newsletter. Every month we put out all of what I talked about today in the newsletter, along with all the past content from the previous month so that you never miss any great content, along with often special offers, upcoming classes, all that down below, along with the links to all my other social media, including Spotify, Rumble, and all those platforms, and my Subscribe Star Awaken Your Spirit platform of supporters who help make this free content possible for everybody else. I thank them and everybody, whether you're a member of the community down below and all the other ways that people help support this channel. I couldn't do it without you, and I greatly appreciate you with infinite love and gratitude. And lastly, remember you can catch me every Tuesday, depending on where you're at in the world. Some people it's Wednesday, for Tuesday's Tittle Tea Time, where we talk about world events and how they may or may not align with past predictions and prophecy, along with new predictions each and every week. You're not going to want to miss it, especially the first week of October. First episode, of course, is going to be packed with more information for the month of October. So be sure to check it out and vibe with the tribe and smash that subscribe. First, I remind you that October is always a reflection of the coming year, both personally and universally. So, for example, October is a 9 vibration for the month. 2025 is a 9 vibration for the entire year. So the same vibration, what we see happening in October, we see a lot more of throughout the entire next year. So on a personal level, if you wanted to travel more next year, take a trip in October. You want more days off? Take more days off in October. Say you wanted to start doing something like yoga and commit to it in October, and you'll do it throughout all of next year. You'll promote that energy. So remember that. That's why together we have to really keep a strong eye on the global stage. Watch it very closely, because events that play out in the month of October on the global stage is going to give us a good, clear view of how 2025 is going to play out. Very often the 9 vibration brings with it the death of cycles. It's all about endings. But often it can also bring death as well, a representative of the death card. So not only that, being that we're in that vibration and we're going into that 9 vibration of endings and death, this could very likely bring about, say, a short-term deadly bug or virus that, say, hits one specific area that brings along with it like a large amount of people passing away due to that event. Could also be something such as a large earthquake or some type of an explosive event that affects millions of people. Whatever it may be that we witness again in the month of October, we're going to witness that in the entire year 2025. So again, make the best out of the month of October when it comes to yourself personally. Do things that you want more of in the month of October. And when it comes to next year, you'll be glad you did. And you'll be glad you vibed with the vibration that you're in, because once you do, you take the best advantage of it. So one thing that we should watch for again in October is a potential new bug or virus that comes out or comes into light as a huge issue in, say, one area, say somewhere in Africa, because it may actually be there. So if this were to be the case, then we could count on 2025 being a year that brings with it a large pandemic of sorts. Now, if we don't see that, then I wouldn't worry about it. But let us, anyway, hold in the light that this is not at all the case. Because I feel actually more than anything, it'll be the year 2029 that we would have to be more concerned about a serious outbreak. 2029 is a 4 vibration, just like 2020 was. So see the alignments there? But it doesn't mean that something really large can't happen in the month of October that causes millions to perish. It's actually very, very much likely going to be the case. Expect there to be many more arrests coming in the month of October as we move into 2025, even more so. So I predicted a few years ago that we would witness shocking arrests of leaders, politicians, and celebrities. This all ignited big time just last month with the arrest of Sean P. Diddy Combs, now the New York City mayor, and even the FBI raids on other New York City leaders, especially leaders in the schools, in the school district. What's that all about? That truth's about to be revealed big time, friends. So truth is about to be revealed on a whole nother level, friends. And I mean a whole nother level. The 9 vibration of October is all about endings. And this is going to mark off the end for many people in power. Not only would I tell you to expect more shocking arrests connected to this web of darkness, but expect other webs of darkness to be exposed during this time period as we move into October, and even more so again in 2025. The eclipse, the solar eclipse on the 2nd, is all about bringing the dark into the light, which represents and presents for us a huge window of exposure, truth, and again, healing. So those who suffered from abuse from folks like Combs, P. Diddy, they're going to be given this window to speak up and begin their own healing process. Because could you imagine what that was for them, especially now that it's coming out and they didn't want to admit it? One of those would be, of course, well-known would be Justin Bieber. I would expect Justin Bieber to be set out somehow in the next few months to speak out against the injustices that he faced. Whether he's being forced to do so or whether he just feels he needs to do so, but definitely something coming out of that. This is going to be very hard on him, and this is greatly going to affect his mental health. This is also a healing process for all of those victims of such that web of darkness. And it's a process that many others, of course, that fell victim to are going to have to go through as well. It's part of the process. It's going to be very interesting to see how it all plays out. And October is going to give us a good idea how that's going to play out. Another past prediction that has been flowing into fruition just recently is the resignations and transfers of power, not only on the political stage, but also big corporations and power heads of CEOs and such. So we're going to witness this on a much larger scale in the month of October. As we begin to witness corporate heads resign, we just saw a bunch do, like I can't think of it now. The DNA company CEO, I can't think of them. 23andMe, there it is. We just saw that big deal happen. We're going to see much bigger than that. We're going to witness on a much larger scale the resignations and corporate heads resigning, retiring, and basically being pushed out of power very quickly. Many of them are not going to see it coming, according to Spirit. Some of these corporate heads are involved in the corruption that we see coming into light right now. So that's going to be one of the reasons many of them are hurrying up and splitting and getting out of there. So I would also expect, and tell you to expect, arrest coming around big CEOs and corporate heads. So we see them hitting the music industry. We see them hitting the political industry with the New York City mayor. But I would expect this to leak over into corporate heads and CEOs very, very soon. Remember, the 9 vibration of October is all about endings. And for many of these power heads and these leaders, they've reached the end of their road. It's time for their road to end. A few of them, Spirit showed me today, are coming to the edge of a cliff, according to Spirit. So I take this as a metaphor, meaning that we are going to hear about several of these leaders and politicians stepping off the edge, if you know what I mean. Kind of a bit of walking off the plank kind of thing. So that'll be interesting to see. And whether they really are walking off the edge of the cliff. Walking the plank means you're being forced to do it. So we can kind of figure that out pretty easily too, right? So it might appear that they walked off the cliff, but really they walked the plank, meaning someone pushed them to do it. Interesting. Or did it for them. So in recent predictions, and even in one of my channel predictions meditations last year, I spoke about a period where many people were going to exit the earth plane. Millions, unfortunately. Millions of people whose soul contracts are all coming to an end in a short window of time. Now, some of my predictions can take 3 years to happen. I got this prediction, I believe, first in November of last year. Millions of people exiting at the same time. And Spirit never really gave us any clarity on how this was going to come about. But my feelings were that it was several different things coming together as one, such as major conflict, and sadly, a weapon of mass destruction being used. Major shifting in the Earth's plates that can also bring about massive earthquakes and tsunamis, along with, of course, some type of an outbreak or a bug. It could be a combination of all of these. Spirit didn't give me clarity, but I got that same vibration. I mention it here today mainly because of the fact that October is the 9 vibration universally, and so is the year 2025. So when it comes to the number 9, that makes most sense for people exiting. It makes most sense for endings and so forth. So the next number that would be likely would be the 4 vibration like 2020 was. And we won't see that again until 2029. So if we see mass casualty events happening in October, which I do feel we will, by the way, this is going to lead to at least 12 times more than that in 2025. So let's hold in the light. But again, we can hold things like that in the light as far as preventing events. But if people's exit points are already in their soul contracts, there's nothing we can do to shift that. That's their soul contract. We have to accept it and move forward and always just, plug into the positive. There's a lot of heavy energy that's going to flow in. And this is going to bring in a lot of angry people. People getting fed up while others continue to appear going a little bit more cray-cray than they already are. We're going to see a lot of cray-cray coming out in people this year, friends. And if you don't know, I know we got people in different countries, but cray-cray, crazy, same thing. Cray-cray. So crazies are going to come out in full force right before and as we reach the full moon on October 17th. So we're going to begin to feel these energies flowing in around October 14th and 15th, taking us through until around October 19th and 20th. So we can just take that and say from October 14th to October 20th, a very intense period of time with the energies. And we're going to witness more people becoming fed up with food prices, protests that are going to happen. I also saw visions this morning of, and today, what is today? Today's September 27th when I am recording this from Sedona, Arizona at 5 o'clock in the evening. I'm so behind. Hey, but better late than never, as I say. So going back to these heavy energies, I saw a vision of some type of protest outside grocery stores. I wasn't sure what. I made a guess and say maybe Walmart protests. But now that I think about it a little bit more, and I wasn't sure. I knew it was a grocery store in my vision, but I didn't see what kind. So this could actually be overseas somewhere in a different country where they're protesting grocery stores. Maybe the UK, maybe down in Australia might. But somewhere like that, friends, somewhere like that. Not only that, I see people walking off the job. Fast food workers being some to do so. I also see more large strikes breaking out with unions when unions are demanding better working environments and better wages. Some of these coming walk-offs and strikes will heavily affect the supply chain as goods sit still without movement. In the past, I did talk about attacks on ports, and I saw explosions at ports. We saw the explosion. It wasn't an attack. At least they didn't say it was. We saw the explosion that happened, I believe, in China at the port. Those past visions and predictions that I had about port attacks, this can be something that we see occur in the month of October. I had also saw, strikes are going to heavily affect somehow or another the supply chain. So October, I'm thinking, remember, what happens in October is foretelling what 2025 is going to be. So if there's no problems with the ports or the strikes in October, then I wouldn't really worry about it for next year. Although I feel like it's still a concern because I also had a vision of ships and shipping containers sitting out at the water, unable to reach the shorelines to unload. So I don't know why that would be, unless the ports are closed down or something. And this could and likely will lead to, again, a future supply chain issue. There's already a supply chain issue. That's why China's been hunkering down and keeping all their rice and everything to themselves. This should be telling people something. If you like rice, you better have big containers saved and stored properly. So I have this warning. I had this warning of supply chain issues since back in 2020, when I started telling everybody and all y'all that were with me back then to start stocking up on food and absolutely anything and everything that you can't live without. Whatever it is, TP or whatever it is that you feel like, well, what if I don't have this? How long can I go without this? If you can't go long, then you're going to want to have these things in your stockpile as much as you can, safely stored, of course. Because sadly, I see a lot more violence happening in the month of October. Random violence on the streets, sort of like we saw occur in the United Kingdom. And I would expect more chaos to hit the streets of the United Kingdom also. And even here in the United States as protesters clash and riots break out in some areas. There's something like that happening in Australia too that just came to mind. And I feel a lot of heavy energy looming over Africa. Yes, the entire continent. I was not really sure what this was or what this is, other than this feeling of heaviness and darkness looming over top of the whole continent in Africa. Along with this vision, I had a very dark cloud literally sitting over top the whole continent of Africa. So I could only interpret this as some type of big dark events are coming throughout the whole continent, including angry people, protests, and violence. But I also take this to be, because it looked like a storm, right? So I also take this as being extremely stormy weather and weather events, perhaps even major earthquakes hitting the continent of Africa. But a lot of dark energy looming over that. And I would imagine that this is going to bring a lot of floods and other types of weather disasters in the month of October to our friends all over the whole continent of Africa. And I know that covers a lot of territory, but I shared exactly that's the way Spirit showed it to me. So back in my 2024 world predictions, Spirit warned of a solar maximum event occurring in October. Spirit told us that told me back in December of 2023. Solar maximum, October. I don't know if that's when it's starting or how that works. I'm not a sky expert. I'm no dam expert either. So don't ask me about dams. Don't know. But I see that when it comes to solar maximum event occurring in October, I feel like this is still very, very plausible, especially as we approach the second half of October. The coming solar events in October, as well as November, are going to bring about beautiful borealis northern lights being seen in places other than just the north. Amazing colors sweeping through the skies globally. This is eventually going to have a much stronger impact on electronics and even a small, weaker power grids going down. That could be part of what I'm seeing in Africa as well. I had a vision of this was last night. I had a vision of some type of a meteor, more like an asteroid, striking down but not completely burning up in the atmosphere, because it came down crashing into a small town and crashing into something. I could tell if it crashed into the street and the cars. It was quick, it was bright, it was loud too. It sounded like a bomb. So I believe it's a vehicle that it hits. I don't feel any serious injuries or anything like that, but I see some amazing footage that's going to come out on video according to my vision. I see a massive explosion taking place, and friends, this was unlike anything I've ever seen in past visions of explosions. Many explosions that came into fruition in my past visions and predictions. This is something completely different. This explosion felt very strange to me. Strange perhaps in the way, however it was made and however it was handled, felt weird to me. I can't explain it other than that. And it feels like it's the size of it would bring about a very large mushroom cloud, causing earthquakes meters away to go off, and earthquake meters to go off for a far distance. And maybe even recording at the place where this explosion happens an 8.0 earthquake reading, even though it wasn't an earthquake. So I'm not sure, and I'm not saying that this is occurring in October, because I had this vision today as I was preparing this. And I literally felt the ground shaking beneath me. And actually, this was last night. I felt the ground shaking beneath me as if it hit nearby when I was having this vision. And then if it is in October, because October is definitely going to be explosive events. But if not October, another time for a massive event and a large explosion, according to my vision, would play out in December. But I'm still going to go with, again, I saw it last night and I was focused on October. Hopefully it doesn't happen at all. I also see some type of a huge attack happening behind the walls of Israel. And it gives me the same sort of feeling I had last year when I predicted the attack that happened on October 7th. I predicted that very, very clearly. Told you all the details about it too, and how it was shady and from the inside, if you know what I mean. So I would not at all be surprised if they choose that same date again this year, October 7th, for another attack. And it feels to me, again, like it's from the inside. That's why it felt so similar to me, like it was being orchestrated from the inside. As if, a hidden cell within Israel's being activated and told to go. And some type of something explosive is ignited or activated. However, I also feel that there's going to be a period of coming peace talks and hopefully agreements. Remember, the October vibration in numerology is 9. It's all about endings. So therefore, together, we can hold in the light that this conflict and the conflict in Europe comes to an end. Remember, the power of prayer, the power of your vision, and the power of utilizing that 9 vibration and bringing things to an end. Of course, the globalists don't want anything to end because they're profiting off of it while achieving their depopulation agenda as well in the same process. But we're more powerful than them because there's more of us than there are them. So always focus on good things in the light. And together we can shift some of these events from happening. I made a prediction earlier in 2023, which also came into fruition on October 7th of last year. I'm seeing and feeling the same type of incident happening. And that prediction was, I predicted just like separately from my prediction of an inside attack in Israel, which happened. But right before that same time, I saw visions of an attack at a music festival. And sadly, again, we saw that play out in Israel. So I made that prediction and it came into fruition. But last night, I had this strong feeling that this same type of pow-pow incident was going to occur at some type of music festival or outdoor festival. And I'm not saying in Israel. I'm just saying in general, this is what I was seeing. And that could actually very well be in the United States. If anywhere, I would say United States. And I kept seeing the number 2. So I don't know if that meant, like, say 2 people hit or 2 people that pass. It felt way bigger than that to me. Because, again, if we focus on the same feelings and vibes that I got before the attack in Israel on the music festival, then it has to be similar in some way if I'm getting the same vibes. So I don't know if the 2 means two separate events. It could happen 2 different times. Could happen on the 2nd. I don't know, but the number 2 or the 20th. But I just felt like the number 2, and I'm not clear. But I did hear in my vision an awful lot of rounds going off. So that's what made me feel like it's big, because I heard a lot going off. So remember, friends, always be safe when you're out, and especially at festivals and things. Be safe, be mindful of your whereabouts and what's going on around you, and always report suspicious behaviors. Like they say, better be safe than sorry. And most importantly, always follow your intuition. If something tells you not to go somewhere, don't go. If something tells you to get out of there, get out of there. Follow your intuition, and you will always be safe. On the unfortunate subject still of attacks, I predicted this in the past, but I feel like it's approaching again in October. Cyber attacks, major cyber attacks. Always keep cash on hand, of course, in case of emergencies, and more so in case that you are unable to access cash for a short period of time, no matter where you are. Doesn't have to be a lot, but keep a little extra in your purse or wallet just in case something happens and you can't get gas and you don't have gas money or whatever it may be. I saw visions of lines at the ATMs and a lot of angry peoples. This is likely to hit Europe, also China. It popped up in China. They're going to have big problems there. Not with the cyber attacks, but with the banking system. Cyber attacks that are going to affect all aspects of things. More minor this year because what I feel, as I felt before in the past that came up, I feel like they're about to do a test to test their hacking abilities for their big plan for next year. And they're going to play a few of these tests to see how they go. But October is the month that we should see this happening. Lines at ATMs. And likely, believe that this is going to hit Europe first and the hardest as well. There's going to be a point, I believe in the coming year, that the euro will begin to collapse. And we are going to have to watch the euro very, very closely because the euro is going to tell us the rest of the world according to Spirit. When the euro goes, soon after, that's when the American dollar will go. And I believe we're leading all into that next year, but we should see the very clear signs of that. We already do, but I mean big signs of that in the month of October, for sure, because it all makes sense. Not only that, I remind you that there is a plan. Many of you are awakened and know about this, but there is a plan by the global elite to wipe out our current economic system, while they get to profit more than ever before and end up sucking up more of the riches. Say they have, I don't know how much, but say they own 80% of all the wealth in the world. They want 95%. And this is how they're going to pull that off. Or even 98%. They want to take up as much as they possibly can. This is a part of their plan. It's even in their writing and in their little agenda plans. Causing the rest of the world, of course, to struggle into agreeing to their digital mark of the beast. That's what it's all pushing towards, friends. All these prophecies are coming into fruition, one after another, and they're all going to hit big time 2025 to 2032. I did a video on that back in 2017. That would be the period of tribulation. And I still stick to that very strongly, that that's exactly what we're stepping into. And October is going to be an idea, again, showing us. So yeah, technically, we're kind of stepping into tribulation right now in October, because October is a reflection of next year. And Spirit told me 2025 to 2032, be prepared, hold on tight, and be stocked up. And always be prepared for any type of emergency, no matter where you are, doesn't matter. So now, not only that, they wish, being the global elite, the bankers, want to implement the mark of the beast, and they want to do that by 2026. They initiate it, like in the United States, their own Federal Reserve digital currency. They did all that this year in all the countries. The 8 vibration of 2024 is all about the economy and finances and infinite possibilities. So they did that on purpose. 9 vibration is when they collapse it all. And then the 1 vibration of 2026 is when they push it on people. It makes so much sense in the ways of the numbers. And as the way the world's going right now, it makes complete sense too. They want to collapse the economy with several different global events. One of them being a physical attack or conflict. Like, say, for example, somebody puts off an atom boom boom, a major explosion. And mostly my feeling is through cyber attacks. It's through cyber attacks. That's their big plan, to take everything down. They've been practicing for a while. Of course, they'll blame whatever country they want to attack. China, Russia, whoever. Don't believe everything they tell you. You should know that by now, friends. Absolutely everything and anything around us is not what you believe it appears, is not what it appears to be. Excuse me. I feel they have a plan, again, to do all of this in October or September of 2025. Collapse it all by September of 2025. The dollar, the euro, all of that. And I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again, specifically for the month of October. There's going to be more attempts made on Trump's life. Another incident with a pow-pow is going to occur, perhaps as he's walking towards the black SUV or while he's walking away from the black SUV. I warned earlier this year that I saw a vehicle, perhaps also a black SUV, how interesting would that be, being packed up and used as a weapon being launched towards the Trump convoy on the roads or outside of Raleigh. Lastly, I also warned, as the deep state would use this as a last resort, and that would be to attempt to take his plane down and blame it on weather. And then, soon after, we'll see the weather data disappear, like we saw with past plane incidences, and all of a sudden the weather data disappears. I do, however, feel that he will dodge the bullets once again. At the same time, Spirit gives me this strong feeling that he may not dodge them all between now and January of 2025. Hold that in the light. It depends on the timeline. Things can shift, but as of now, it's not looking very good. And it feels to me more likely after the whole elections and all that. So, interesting things to come, friends. Interesting things to come. Let us move on. I feel very strange cold fronts swinging in different parts of the globe. Cold that's way too early, and not only too early, but especially in areas where it's hitting. It doesn't feel normal. It feels really strange. This is going to have an effect on the crops in several areas as well. And I do feel like some type of major weather event is coming for Chile and South America, especially along the coast up into Peru. I'm not sure if this is an area being hit with the cold temperatures and the early cold, or if this includes some type of major earthquake or even a potential tsunami hitting that coastline of South America. Water is still a very big focus, as I stated way back in August. Water is a huge focus. More and more record-breaking floods are coming in the month of October. October is going to top it off, friends. Really top it off. I warned Florida of both the recent hurricanes and warned about Hurricane Helene, and she's pounding down on Florida right now while I'm recording this. Well, I hate to break it to you, friends. I hate to break it to you. I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but there's more coming, so be aware. I feel the same exact path where the one's hitting now. They'll dodge the next hurricane bullet, luckily for them. But not so the case for the East Coast. I warned last month of dam breaches from floodwaters, which we're seeing right now in North Carolina due to Hurricane Helene. This is going to become all too common as we continue to witness bridge failures, another bridge collapse, some from water and weather, but I see another bridge being sabotaged. And you can say what you will, but I told you there was going to be a bridge collapse, and look what happened there in Maryland. And we know what happened there. Cyber attack, 100%. It's kind of like that, sabotage. I don't know how they're sabotaging it, but keep an eye out. I also feel Texas, everything's bigger in Texas. In Texas, there's going to be more flooding. And again, all coastlines globally are going to be dealing with weather and water destruction. I see major flooding coming to our friends down under in Australia, Mike, including massive storms hitting both the east and the west of New Zealand, and east and west of Australia, but also New Zealand. In some areas, I hear a voice yelling, "Move to higher ground, move to higher ground." So I would sum this up as some type of serious flash flood, perhaps, or perhaps a dam breach that sends a wall of water across the land. I don't know how to interpret that. You can let me know how you interpret that in the comments, but all I heard was a voice saying, "Move to higher ground, move to higher ground." So basically, there's many places that will, maybe some won't, but witness crazy, crazy weather and flood events all around them coming up in the month of October. Again, especially for our friends in Australia and New Zealand. I also see a large wildfire breaking out in Australia, and I believe this may not come until December and January. Likely, I'm going to receive more information as we approach that time if it still stays on the timeline. So always tune in on Tuesdays to see where we could be going with that. All the more reason that you make sure you vibe with the tribe and smash that subscribe, friends. And look back at the last hurricane and weather prediction video I did. And that last hurricane weather prediction video I did some map scrying where I pull up the map and get pulled to certain areas of the globe. And I know I was pulled to certain areas of Australia. So for our friends down under, be sure to check out that weather prediction video. And no matter where you are, because I went throughout the whole map and got pulled to certain areas, I'll do a new weather video probably some point in October. So keep an eye out for it. Some critical dates for the month of October, starting with October 9th. An extremely powerful energy and sky events are going to come rolling in on October 9th, according to the spirits. We could also see solar flares that come in right before that, a couple days prior, making the sky truly light up, in accordance to my earlier prediction about solar maximum, on October 9th. A date to keep an eye out, a date to watch, and a date to keep an eye in the sky. October 11th was another date that jumped out at me on there, on the map, or not on the map, on the calendar. The 14th jumped out at me. The 14th, which could bring some type of an attack on American soil. So again, some type of an attack happening on American soil or on Americans at a military base on October 14th. On October 22nd, that jumps out at me. I didn't get any details, but that jumped out. Halloween, friends. Ooh, Halloween. Halloween jumps out at me really, really strongly. Something huge is hitting on Halloween. And I'm not sure what, but it almost feels like a sacrifice of sorts. And this very well could be something that's a true sacrifice orchestrated by the very sinister global elite. They do that. Go down that rabbit hole if you wish to. A lot of these global events and all, yeah, they're all pre-orchestrated as a thing to sacrifice to their dark overlords. Believe what you will. Another thing I feel like I need to put in here is, again, some Halloween, when it's Halloween here, in some other parts of the planet, they're on November 1st already. So I feel like Halloween, no matter where you are. So it could be like October 30th here in the United States, where Halloween's in other countries, and that's where big something like that could happen, like a big sacrificial type of event. Let's hold in the light and light lots of white candles on Halloween, friends, bringing that positive energy. Also, the 29th, because that's an 11 day. And if you remember, Hurricane Sandy came in on October 29th. And it's all right before elections. So keep an eye out. Keep an eye out for that date, October 29th. I would expect something big on that date as well. So overall, friends, I'll have much more predictions on the next episode of Tittle Tea Time, the first episode in October. So be sure to check that out. I hope that you make the absolute best out of the month of October. Take this 9 vibration and utilize it to bring things to a conclusion, to make it easier to end things or to stop a habit or a pattern. Take it and run with it, friends. And I really hope that you enjoyed this forecast and predictions for October 2024. If you did, please do hit that thumbs up, love button, share it on your social media with others. Sharing is caring, friends. Sharing is caring. Again, happy birthday to all our October birthdays. And if you just smash that subscribe button, welcome to the tribe, baby. Welcome to the tribe. You will not be disappointed. Till the next time, beautiful friends, remember to celebrate life and celebrate you. Be kind to others as you wish others be kind to you. And most importantly, like my little sign says over my shoulder, opposite of my beautiful, precious Mary Jean, remember to be bold, be true, be kind, be you. Let your light shine, baby, in the month of October. Let it shine. And have a beautiful month and a beautiful rest of your day. Namaste and much love, friends. Much love.